is just like, I know that that is, you know, just because I'm even thinking that pulls me out of the moment.
Because of what? An old story. A story that you're continuing to tell yourself. It's a tape that's playing over and over and over again in your mind. You're the only one. Or maybe someone has said that to you because people say hurtful things, that they said, oh, you have no rhythm. So you accepted it, you attached to it, you claimed it. And so you stopped dancing. You don't have to have rhythm to move your body. Moving our body is medicine. And whenever you push stop on that continuous tape, you will just be moving your body. It doesn't matter if you're a J-Lo backup dancer or not.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the most enjoyable moments I've had, like at festivals or concerts, is when I see the guy who's just out there going like this.
Yes,
like,
it's the best.
I fucking love that.
He is so in his zone, you know, and it's always that guy who's just...
Yeah, the best. That was me at festivals.
And it's like, whoa, just
and then other
zoned
people
out.
will start coming
And
there
people
and start
love it.
dancing.
People come right
People,
to
what it does is it puts that mirror out to everyone that's like, hey, he looks like a fool. I'm gonna look like a fool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah.
And then everybody's just doing whatever the hell they want. There isn't like, you have to know how to do the stanky leg or something.
And I've had so many moments for that mirror because, like, I had for many years such a love for live music and just dancing, and I had so many times where I just like let just that, like, I danced a lot, but like also like letting myself go. I wouldn't ever do that.
Why most people would choose alcohol.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Because you lose all of your...
Yeah, and like...
Your tapes get all disheveled, and so you're just like, oh, whatever.
There's just a lot of tapes of just like me just like stopping myself from really
enjoying your life.
Fully enjoying my life and the music, the beauty of the music.
And to think everything is music. Listen. Everything is music. And whenever we have all these tapes going, we're not hearing any of it.
Yeah.
So when you hear the tapes, be the one to push stop and throw that crap out the window. And if it starts playing on the radio again, throw the radio out the window. Just out.
Just do a somersault off this bed.
But everything, and these are all just, these are other people's stories or things maybe you've researched that give you this information about what the divine masculine and divine feminine is. What's divine is pure balance within ourselves. Pure balance. Work when you need to get things done. Rest whenever you feel like resting. Dance when you feel like dancing. Cry when you feel like crying. Just be in completely accepting of yourself at all times.
Big block there. Cry when I feel like crying. Just when I feel like crying, it's that only happened in the beginning. Like, that happened twice in the beginning. But since
Film still on.
I asked him to just keep it on.
Oh, okay, keep it on there.
Sorry, her. It happens.
I just noticed.
So, now you can have more grace with yourself. Instead of thinking that you're not enough and that you need to change who you are to be a certain perception of what masculine is. You can just be you. That's enough. Just the way you are.
Just being present.
Yeah. Consistent. Be accepting everything about yourself.
So would you say that a good way to then do this is, because in the past I would just mentalise, I'm enough, I'm worthy, I love myself, and that wouldn't be enough. Just doing the thoughts in its own would not be enough because of energy blocks. So like, the best way, do you think then, is to like lay down, connect to your emotions, like just be like, I'm present here now with my emotions, which is your energy.
Can you just lay down anywhere you are at any point?
Okay, well, yeah, obviously, like,
We have to work on ourselves to be in the present moment, no matter where we are, what we're doing, to correct our old stories immediately.
Yeah, action. Yeah,
you know, that doesn't belong to me anymore. Whatever that old story, whenever it says something to you, oh, that's too masculine. You need to be softer. No, I am soft.
Is there any questions you can ask me to bring my awareness to some certain things that I may be holding that are, you know, false ideas on it? Like,
yes, when's the last time you journaled?
3 days ago.
Have you read your journal? Read back on it?
Maybe 5 days ago I read through the entire thing.
Oh, nice.
And
Good.
then it was like pretty emotionless, I would say. Like not very, like I was just reading it seriously, and then I was like, why do I need to be so serious doing this? Like I can enjoy reading my journal, like that's why I'm
I think this, y'all are also attached to the serious part. I would say that if you asked these people if I was a serious person, I think they would say, yeah, I'm very serious, I'm very invested in what I'm doing here. So I take it seriously. But I'm not serious. I'm not a serious person. But because we are invested in something we're passionate about does not make it serious. You know? So keep saying, like, seriously, were you reading it because you were interested in learning yourself? You should take that seriously.
Yeah, I was, but I guess, yeah, I would say I was, when I sort of just came to that awareness that I was reading in such a way, like, it ended up being much more impactful. You know, what I was journaling it just meant a lot more. So I guess, like, perhaps it was less of a serious thing, but more so of a presence thing while reading it.
So you were reading it and then you realized you weren't retaining the information you were reading.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't be so hard on yourself. Just say, oh well, I can reread this, or at this moment, I'm not retaining this, so I should go take a walk. Just correct, instead of going, ugh, again, so serious, you know? That doesn't help us at all, because it's just staying in that little frequency, so instead correct it. I just read 10 pages and I have no idea what any of that was. Okay, I'm gonna go dance, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna do this. This is not where my mind is right now.
Yeah, not forcing it.
Yeah, and not being hard on yourself. Just be patient with yourself. Have compassion, have grace.
Yeah.
Flow state always.
So,
Flow state always, like, so crucial.
what's another question that comes to mind?
Michelle's got all the high frequency information from the mountains. You already know this already, though.
Just continuously accept yourself as you are. You don't need to change. You're perfect. Evolve, expand, don't change.
I guess I'm not even
You guess?
I'm not even realizing that, like, you're saying this and I trust you and you're highly conscious, and I'm not even realizing that I'm not fully accepting myself.
Right, this is why we're having the conversation, to continuously remind you. Your whole life you've been hard on yourself. Other people have been hard on you. You've wanted to change, be different. You've listened to people's projections of you. You accepted them as your truth.
So much.
So we have to undo that.
So much. Like, I was so focused on just finding the truth and it being something outside of me. And, like, I always thought that it was just a nonsensical thing for people to be like, my truth. You know? So,
I don't know
now...
that word.
Huh?
I don't know that word. Nonsense?
Nonsense.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like, it's nonsense. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, when people said my truth?
Yeah, my truth.
So that would...
That wasn't in my
sensitive.
realm. That wasn't
Right,
in my...
because you didn't have your own truths.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
that-
didn't have my own truth, so
Bothered
this radical awakening over, you know, in the past 6 months has just... I'm developing and I'm embodying my truth.
Yeah,
and
you're learning your truths.
I'm learning my truth.
That's what you're doing here. You're learning your truths. All of this is what you're doing here. Literally, this is what Ascension Immersion is all about. Is learning your truths. They do not have to be the same as anyone else's. It's the beauty of us being sovereign souls. You can believe whatever you want to believe, and it can evolve as much as you want it to. It can be adjusted as often as you need it to. And without having to justify it. You can believe whatever you want to believe. And it's coming out of religion, Christianity. It's a doozy, because you're told so many things, and a congregation of people are all, yeah, like putting that energy on that truth, and so you're accepting it. Yeah, okay, that's it. And so you have all of these stories, and now you have to really...
Yeah, that was the only
Close the book.
place. That was age 25 to 29 was my religious journey, and that was the only thing that could shake me so much to elicit any bit of emotion. And that was the major thing, and also some communities, some loving people, softer people, beautiful souls, but you know, it just didn't really click. It didn't click. This is clicking.
We cannot find our own truths through a religion. It's impossible. Because a religion is literally a book of stories telling you what to believe. So this is a good realization for you, that you can have and accept and appreciate those people, but your awareness needs to be now that they were also being misled because everything was external. An internal journey is an internal journey. and it's only you is the one.
Experiential. Yeah.
You're the only one who's going to know your truths. All I can do is continuously offer you other perspectives to help you gain some like higher awareness for yourself. That's what I'm here for. But my truths, they don't have to be yours, you know?
I read just all these different self-help books and all this stuff that got me in the corporate world, and it's just so profound how I just wasn't just standing in my truth.
It's amazing how many books we can read and listen to and still be so unsure of who we are. All of these books that are like self-help, self-help. But it's just a bunch of other people's projections of life.
Yeah. I know another one of my truths is breath really being
It's good.
powerful in my breath.
Yeah, you're here to learn your mission and purpose. And if things, while we're in this ascension journey, if we really find passion with something, we need to tap into that.
Yeah. After that breath work or that breath work workshop, it was so powerful on me, and I still didn't let go completely in it. But it was very powerful, and it was unfortunate to hear that he was moving back to Europe for the summer because
He works virtually with people.
yeah, I will reach out to him. Like, that's why I didn't get like super distraught or anything about it.
Well,
But,
no,
like,
everything's divine.
Yeah, hearing that there's nobody physically here,
You are.
I am. Yeah.
You don't have to do the same breath work that he does. He literally teaches his own, or whatever you would call it, his breath work teaching. So do your own. Find your own. Find what works for you. Begin doing your breath work. Not Wim Hof's or not Daniel's. Find what works for you. And then you can create your own course, you know?
Yeah, Wim Hof's just ain't doing it for me anymore. Like,
Well, you're not climbing up
Not all
a
the time.
really tall mountain in the snow. You know? That's what got him his situation, is climbing Everest and whatever his story is. You have your own story. What kind of breath work is helping you? What kind of breath work are you creating through that's what the beauty of this existence, this physical existence is. We can take information, or learn information, but then build our own regimen or whatever course with it. It works for us, so that it's not someone else's, you know. But then what you do is going to help someone else, and they can learn from that. So I think it's a pretty strong message that you got to go to that course, and then you learned that Daniel's moving, and it's like this person you're putting on a pedestal that was going to teach you all the things, it's gone. You're the pedestal. You're the person on the pedestal. You're going to teach yourself all the things. You have all the information from source. meditate. What am I doing? What breath? Mix it up. That's what New Earth is about. Is using our passions with our source information of how we're going to create new ways of being of service. It's not the old stuff. We're not going to be doing that crap anymore. Nothing looks the same.
I did one incredibly simple breathing exercise to the best of my remembrance that I learned from the workshop this morning before I even came out here, and it was like a lightheaded feeling and such, but it brought me into a state where I just knew with absolution 150% present and just like so incredibly powerful and such a creator, like just really in my truth and I brought myself to that state through my breath, and it was just incredible. It was amazing. Like that feeling, just, yeah, it's really empowering.
You know it doesn't go really great with breath?
Thoughts?
No. And something else.
Not breathing?
Heavy tobacco smoking. Those don't go together.
I don't know who does that.
I don't know. These are the things we have to be aware of. All of our decisions we're making in the present moment, how are they creating our reality? I want breath. Breath is everything, but this doesn't work.
Yeah, the first, like, tobacco mix roll that I had this morning after I did that, I was like, I felt a rush of energy, and I had shared that with whoever was there, and yeah, it was really beautiful. And then the magic, the energy of it, you know, and all of the tobacco rolls that have ensued, which is probably like 5 or 6. No. Yeah.
It's just a ritual.
Yeah,
It's ritual. And in the highest of frequencies, we don't have rituals anymore. We don't require them. You have to replace it with a new high frequency ritual, and then it'll cancel out the ritual itself. And just be your daily routines, your daily living. It serves a purpose here. I'm fully aware of that. But then it's time to let it go.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Do you want to sit?
I forgot. I completely forgot.
Do you want to sit?
Yeah.
Sí or no?
I think she said yes.
What a great convo, guys.
To be a master of something, you have to believe in yourself. It's the first step. And then when you believe in yourself, you'll trust yourself. And then others will trust you. You can even hear it. Here.
To the throat. It's happening to the throat. Nope.
You know what I'm gonna do? Like, I understand, because for the whole time I've been here, again, I've been attached into this particular thing about my business and my masculine stuff, and like, what I have been attached to as well as another linkage off of this is I've been thinking that this is so many awarenesses, this is so much information, like this is so much new information. Like when you was talking there, I was like I kind of want to write this down right now, but then I was like, but that's not flow, like that's not flow state. Like I'm still receiving all of these awarenesses, so like all it takes is a matter of just meditating on those. But I have come to the conclusion that as much as I don't want to attach to the fact that there's so many things to learn and so many awarenesses and so many new things, I do want to also take it in like very well, because you know that's why we're here, is to be serious, is to be intense and to be invested, and use those words as in invested, as you said, like, and I'm going to create a voice note and just affirmations that are very specific for me right now, and listen to it as I go to sleep.
When you are present,
yeah,
and you're in peace, where you're sitting, receiving pose, essentially. I mean, if you really want to get into it, you could be in receiving pose with palms up, listening, taking in, receiving, and then this information is being retained. You have to be present and just still.
Yeah.
And your subconscious is receiving all of this.
Oh,
every bit of it. You don't have to write it down. You'll just know it. And I feel like Radha is probably a good person to ask about this, because she also was like, I don't know anything. Yeah. I heard everything, but I don't know any of it.
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
You have it all. It's there. And she's realizing that it's there. It's just you're receiving it. If you're in the moment up to receive and present, but it's not just going to start coming out of you immediately. You're not going to just start immediately speaking all of it. It takes the moment. You have to process. It's a processing phase. Integration process.
Amazing. Yeah, that makes so much sense, because then I was thinking like, because I have these awarenesses now, I now need to be like, let's do it now, let's do all of them at once, and it's just like, no, it's
in processing, allowing yourself to really sit with the information, and you don't have to go immediately and share it out. You don't have to be like, this is what I learned at Ascension Immersion Camp. Put it on TikTok, you know? You just have to just sit with it and allow yourself to absorb the information. Really absorb the information, and then you'll find whenever you're going through your typical emotions or natural way, that the awarenesses will come forward. And the information will come forward, and you'll have it and you'll know what to do in those moments. You know? It is a lot of information.
Yeah, it's a lot. And like, even for people like watching it, it's a lot as well. So I feel like that's helpful for them as well.
It's a lot of information. I wish you could see her eyes right now. She's like, that's a wrap, guys.
That's a wrap.